entering into a new time. A time when the very systems of control and commerce that we had believed to be the status quo were somehow no longer relevant.
You are listening
What
to
if we were
Urban
faced with a
Alchemy
new medium,
360,
a new network, a new system that connected the people and places of the world in a new way?
Urban Alchemy 360.
What if that system is here?
I saw this on the internet. Who's wrong, the mom or the teacher? Mom in gray, teacher in blue. Ms. Jackson says, let me start off by saying that I'm disgusted at the school system. Working parents shouldn't have to be teachers. That's why you all get paid. I get home and see my child is failing. That is ridiculous. It's your job to make sure they understand how she's failing every course except math and science. Please explain before I go higher up the chain. Good afternoon. I'm so sorry that you're unsatisfied with the school system. This time is difficult for us all. As stated, I'm your child's teacher. Much like I would not have the ability to physically drive your child to school, I do not have the ability to wake your child up and put them on the computer. My role, as you stated, is to teach. Your role is to have your child ready to learn in a safe, quiet environment with supplies. On multiple occasions, I have called, Doja Message, which is their learning system, text, and even come to your home because we had not been able to contact you or even lay eyes on your child for orientation. I understand your frustration. She submitted one assignment since August. She also has not attended one meeting. She received a 65 in math and science off the principle of grades, Yabosh, because I do believe she has the ability to do better than that. Her reading and social studies grades are handled by another teacher. I cannot speak for her. Mom says, okay, well, for future reference, I would appreciate if you do not contact my husband on Class Dojo. That's inappropriate and uncalled for. I handle her schoolwork and the two of you should not have no private conversations. Teacher says your husband was contacted because his information was given to me. No conversation has ever been appropriate. On 8 different occasions, I've attempted to reach you. You gave us his information in the event that we could not reach you. If you wouldn't like his information removed, please contact the office to remove it. And I'll make a note as well for future reference. Mom says, I just don't want you contacting him. I'm not comfortable and I will let him know as well. If my child is not on the computer, it is my expectation that you will call me and let me know daily. I don't have time to keep up with her and all this work. Again, I am not her teacher. If you're going to give zeros, I expect you to come here and help her. That's all. Teacher says, as much as I would love to do that, ma'am, that's not feasible. I have 54 students and cannot call the parents of every student who is not logged on daily. To avoid any further confusion, can we set up an in-person meeting with administration to go over expectations? Please let me know a date and time that works for you. I will work around your schedule. Thank you. Mama says, if I needed a meeting, I would have asked you for one. Do as I ask and we won't have any issues. My daughter will not fail because you're being lazy. Teacher says, ma'am, have a good night. Principal will be following up with you tomorrow. I don't even know why I posed this question like that, okay? Because it's quite obvious that the mom is completely and utterly out of her everlasting mind. Now, I know the pandemic got us parents doing more than we are used to. And I know you're frustrated. I know this is a lot. You're supposed to drop your kid off and pick them up and not have to think about it. That's what you're used to. But listen, these teachers are under an undue amount of stress. So is the children. And parents, we got our fair share too. We had the kids. We done laid up and spread our legs or inserted our peen in vaginas. And now look, the responsibilities change and we're going to have to man or woman up. You know, nut up, ovary up, whatever you got to put up to get it done, you're going to have to do that. Now, I'm really impressed with the teacher that she remained a level of professional decorum in spite of great odds, because you done talked to me crazy a couple of times in this little exchange, okay? Exchange. Hey, Tom. And all I'm saying is you got the right one and the wrong one. Who you think you're talking to? Let me teach you something. How to respect me. Pop, these hands. Try Jesus, not me. Because I throw hands. And get your daughter together. Get yourself together. And then you over here talking about don't contact my husband about your daughter? Ma'am, you cannot be so insecure. You got to focus. Your baby failing. And you worried about being inappropriate with the teacher and your daughter? You got to let that go. This ain't an episode of Insecure. Get it all together right now. I'm sick of it.
We get told stories about who we are. We get told stories by our family, our friends, people at work, our neighbors, the media. They tell stories about who we are. And we tell ourselves stories about who we are and who we can become and who we must never, ever consider becoming. And none of them are true until we believe them. And a lot of my work is and has been, and I think will continue to be, with people who are struggling. You know, something's happened or something is happening and they don't like it. They don't like how they feel. And they're looking for that new, different place where they start to feel better. And what if I told you that you're writing your own story? If we all recognize that we are designing the next chapter now, it started already. It's not the thing that they're going through or the thing they've been through, but how they respond to it enables people eventually to come around to seeing it differently. It's this shift of perspective that I talk about often that enables people just to see it's okay to hurt, it's okay to grieve, it's okay to be in pain. It's part of being human. It's a reminder that you're alive. And when we choose not to believe the story that's going on in our mind, it opens a door to creating a new story. It's up to me how I see the world. It's up to me how I see the stuff I live through. It's up to me how I hear the news. It's up to me how I respond to all of those things. And that is what the art of perception is. It's about creating the opportunity for more, the opportunity for fulfillment and contentment, the opportunity for success, whatever that means to you, is possible if you recognize that you are the creator. You're making it happen. And you can't put grief in a bottle. It's a state of mind. It's a perception. And if we focus on those perceptions, we can torture ourselves. A simple shift, a tiny shift of perception can create a massive, massive impact. Recognizing that something was horrible, recognizing that I don't feel nice, I don't want these feelings, is the beginning of changing it, is the beginning of moving beyond it or through it. And when we grasp that fully and go with it, a whole world of possibilities opens up for us. Just because we've had a horrific past, just because we come from a family that the men behave in this way or the women don't ever do that, we can change the story by changing the way we perceive our place in that narrative. To know that we have the strength to be able to get through things, to know that we can make things better just by shifting how we think and just by looking at things through a slightly different lens, from a slightly different angle. Everything changes. We get a completely different view. Everything's on offer. Everything you've dreamt of, everything you always wanted to achieve, all the stuff in your heart that you haven't done yet is on offer by choosing to operate in that way, by choosing to accept that the story's not real, that you're making it up, and that you have the power to change it. All your dreams can come true. That, for me, is the art of perception. That, for me, is how things can improve. That's how we create change.
Go. Okay, Steve, because you scored 8 or more, you win a $25 U.S. savings bond. How about that? Okay, now you can double that prize if you know the TV Picks magic word of the day. Do you know what it is? That's right. It is Cougar. Congratulations. We'll be sending you a $50 U.S. savings bond. Well, that's fun to have a big winner. Don't forget to send your postcards to TV Picks, P.O. Box 1100, FTR Post Office, New York, New York 10022. Then you'll be able to match your skill against the computer. We'll be back to play more TV Picks and have some more winners. But now it's time to return to the Marvel Men.
When a child is born, we do everything we can to protect them, nurture them, love them. A child's heart and mind are fragile. As they grow, we want to teach them everything we know. We send them to school to fill their minds with wonderful knowledge, to give them the tools they need for life. At school, they get a taste of what things are like in the world outside. There is friendship, romance, disappointment, embarrassment, discrimination, and bullying. But are the tools we give them enough to prepare them for this world? We have an enormous responsibility and an amazing opportunity. If we truly want to prepare them for the world outside, we must also educate the heart. Because to navigate the world outside with compassion, acceptance, and tolerance, we need to teach them compassion, acceptance, and tolerance. This can begin in our schools, and it can start today. It can happen at hockey practice, dance class, at day camps, and music lessons. And it's already happening around the world with astonishing results. If we want our children to grow into socially and emotionally capable young people, we must ask for a balanced education that puts importance on educating both the mind and the heart.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Got School. My name is Adria Fox and I am super excited to be here with you today. If that intro didn't capture your heart, I don't know what would, but I'm just so honored because this session is really that heartfelt session. I get it. We have school. For the first time in history in the United States of America that I know, since school started, we have the opportunity to be at home with our children. And I know it's been a challenging road for many, but we have resources here just for you. And this is what Got School was established for, to bring you resources from around the world and locally right into your home screen whenever you're listening. So like I said, my name is Adria Fox, and I just want to give you a little background on what we talked about last week. So last week we were at Spark's studio at the Encore event center with Leo Katz. Leo and his team at the center realized during COVID-19 that there was going to be a gap in the event center programs, and they were going to be basically have to shut down. So what he did is he reinvented himself, and he had 250 kids over the summertime coming to summer school. So they didn't have to sit at home. So you can do it. We have resources here on Got School and around the country, and people are getting innovative in this time, which is what this session is all about, how to bring forth innovative education and heart-centered education into our world. So I'm going to bring to us our co-host. You've met her before. Her name is Dr. Sarah Larsen. Dr. Sarah, welcome.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. And thank you for all of the incredible work that Got School is doing. Our kids are enjoying it. And you're everywhere.
Oh.
We're seeing you everywhere, and this is what people are talking about because it is making such a difference for the mamas and dads that are at home for the first time experiencing homeschooling or having to co-teach with the teachers through Zoom or the tools that we have. So thank you. I'm so glad to be here and to make time for this.
Well, I appreciate you making time, Dr. Sarah, and you always bring such a wealth of knowledge and expertise and your experience. And so as the founder, co-founder of Miracle Makers International, you do a lot more than just do these beautiful episodes for us and bring us into knowing ourselves. You have so many programs that you have going on. So you taking the time out today is really special for us. But more importantly for this audience, your homeschool tips have resonated and people are going, oh, okay, I can do this. And even if I had to step away from the school system, people are believing that they could do this on their own because of the tips that they're getting here on Got School.
Yes, absolutely. I have a 15-year-old that is now in community college. I have a 13-year-old that built his own computer. And this is, I believed, oh my gosh, I needed a lot of help. My husband believed we have to homeschool. And so even though in the beginning I didn't believe that we could do it, his resolve and his determination, we did it. And I'm so grateful to and excited to share and say that our 15-year-old is in community college. We did it. To me, that's a measure, something outside of ourselves that we can say, yes.
Yes.
And our son being able to build a computer. The world that our children are inheriting is nothing like the one that we went to school in. And those skill sets, the skill sets that they're learning at home, the ones that are being taught and created every day in Got School or in these different programs, these different ways that we can give them tools, we have no idea what the world is going to look like.
Yeah, we used to kind of be able to predict it. And now what they're telling us is that we need to build critical thinkers in this time. So you've built a few critical thinkers, and we want to hear your 3 pro tips for our audience.
Oh my gosh. So these are so easy to remember. They start with O. Bringing that forward to observe. As someone who's facilitating teaching, you want to observe yourself as well as observe your child. Are their feelings, are their physical needs being met? Are you in the place are your physical needs being met? We have that old saying, HALT. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If either one of you is the child or yourself or anyone is hungry or angry or lonely or tired, you're not learning anything. You're not teaching anything. Nothing's happening. So make sure you observe yourself and you give yourself those things. If you're hungry or if you're angry, or your child is hungry or angry, you've got to address that right there. The loneliness is a huge one as well. From a lot of parents, a lot of educators right now, that's the hardest one. How do we overcome that loneliness? We're fatigued in a lot of ways as well. And so if you can observe what you're feeling, and if you're feeling any of those, and lean into finding You know, if you're hungry, eat. If you're angry, process, write it down on a notebook, get the feelings out, get your child to get the feelings out. If you or your child are lonely, you're missing your friends, or you're missing the old system, you've got to address that. And if you're tired, 20-minute short breaks or even 5 minutes can make a major difference. And so that's that first O, observe. Then to observe oxytocin. Okay, so your body is proteins and chemicals, and we teach this at Miracle Makers Academy, how to really, really use your body in order to get what it's here to get done. When you have oxytocin, that hug, that the feel-good hormone, oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, when that's flooding your body, when you're celebrating, everyone around you is also celebrating. In other words, if you celebrate your child, your body has the cascade of celebration within it. If your child is celebrating another child, your body doesn't know the difference. Your brain doesn't know the difference if it's for yourself or for someone else. So get that oxytocin, that release. It's so good for you. It's so good for you as the teacher, as the parent, as your child. Celebrate whatever you can find to celebrate. And if there's something to celebrate with another child, to really share with your kid, oh my gosh, the more we celebrate them, the better our bodies are as well. And so it becomes a culture of celebration. All of those great hormones register and create a healthier body and a bigger ability to learn. So that it's so so observation, oxytocin release, and then the oh my gosh, feeling that energy of being able to really, really learn with your whole body and create with your whole body. There's you've got tools for you to be able to register what it is that you're learning, and those celebrations, the oxytocin, the observation, and using your whole body to go, all right, where are you going to remember this? Using your registering and using mnemonics. All right, feet, for example, you can use the word feet and turn that into one of the things. And when you're teaching, when you're at home, so the sensation of using your feet, if someone's getting tired, or if there's loneliness or anger or hunger, you can use the mnemonics that you've created with your family, or you can go ooh ooh to stop the trend right there, ooh ooh, and you can calm yourself down. Each one of our kids, when we were in the hardest phases of parenting, we figured out a symbol or a signal for calming ourselves down. And so someone would call out, ooh, ooh, and we'd all do, my husband's thing was like raindrops, right? To do a raindrop, and that would calm him down. And my daughter and my son, like one of them had a rainbow bridge, and they'd start using their bodies to help calm their nervous system so that they could learn. And that sometimes we needed to use the ooh ooh to wake up.
To wake it up, yeah. I love that. I love that. I have a similar tool that I use with my kids when they were young, and it was not the O effect, but it was if they were angry or frustrated, we would say I'm letting it go 5 times. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. And then just breathing through that. And to this day, I've seen them go, okay. And they just naturally calm themselves down because they had that training early on.
And what we practice, right? Just as you're sharing, if you can practice letting it go, you can practice the O techniques here, observe, always be in observation, or being able to bring yourself there and being calm or letting it go. Whatever we practice over and over again, those soft skills, those resilience skills will help them so much more to be able to retain information, or when they're nervous, pass any kind of test or exam, or when it really, really matters, their body's already trained, practiced to be able to use their whole intelligence, their whole mind.
Wow. Thank you so much for those tips, Dr. Sarah. Amazing tips.
I found myself saying, how can I make a difference?
I have a ribbon. It says who I am makes a difference.
It's a blue ribbon. We're just telling people how great they are and cheering them on for their dreams, period. That's it. Giving them 2 extra ribbons to pay it forward. Looked up the heavens and said, is this what you really want me to do, is honor people? And that's what I did. I went off and honored people. 35,000 people were honored in the first 3 months. We need a key that unlocks the human spirit between each other, and this is the key. And it comes in a very authentic ritual. I'm a happy camper to do that. If it ain't fun, I ain't playing. So.
The only way we can solve the problems of the globe is from the heart.
So the next question I have for you is, what does responsibility mean for your organization?
Responsible to of each other, of our environment, to actually be aware that there's something great within all of us. I mean, the stature of responsibility is such a magnificent contribution to our country and the world.
One person at a time can change a life in less than I'm clicking a finger, just by love.
Love works. So I know how to do that.
And I finished up by saying, I have a blue ribbon. It says who I am makes a difference, and I want you to know that I love you.
People would say, don't ever end your life without having your dream come true.
I am so excited because this all really leads into our next guest, today. I'm super excited. First of all, let me just say that Dr. Sarah and our guest, Sparky Helice Bridges, are 2 of my mentors. And I honor and respect the work that they've done in the world. And they really have inspired me to get out of my shell and out of my square box that I live in sometimes and do something different. That's how Got School got created, was through these two wonderful women. So our next guest is Sparky Helice Bridges. She is the First Lady of Acknowledgment and the founder of Blue Ribbons Worldwide. Sparky Helice Bridges, welcome.
Oh, wow. Oh. I didn't know if I did it right, but I felt like an owl just now. It's another O.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Sparky. How are you today?
I am totally on fire, blessed, and Got School. What a great opportunity for everybody. I'm gonna go. Wait, I'm going like that. Okay, can you see me? I go like this. Okay, I'm there. I get it. Okay. It's technology. Yeah. So I'm inspired. I'm learning with all of us together, because I'm a grandma. So my kids are grown, and my kids take care of my grandkids. You know what I'm saying here?
Yes, absolutely. So Sparky, we have a few questions for you, because we want a lot of people may or may not know who you are as the First Lady of Acknowledgement, and the fact that this beautiful blue ribbon here has changed the lives of over 50 million people in 1 minute or less.
That's 1 minute or less.
1 minute or less. And so you've been at this for a while, 40 years, am I right?
40 years, that's right.
40 years with this blue ribbon that has changed so many lives. But in this time, in 2020, what are you up to help high schools or schools in general connect to their youth? Because we're going through such a major transition with COVID. And I really believe they need your work all over the world.
Thank you. And the excitement here is that when you said it, Sarah, and we're angry, we're stressed out, we're hungry for love. We're hungry to be noticed and respected and loved. It is the deepest hunger that's missing. And in schools, especially right now, when kids are separated and they don't have their favorite friends to hang out with and to hug and to touch and to play with, and it's not, they're not allowed to be, they're not physical, they don't feel that energy coming out. What we can do, and what I've been doing, is created a ribbon that says "Who I Am Makes a Difference." I'll tell you a little bit about it, and we'll go into it a little bit later. But 40 years ago, I just created a blue ribbon that says "Who I Am Makes a Difference," like that. And I began to go to my kids' teachers and my neighbors and tell them how much I loved and respected them, and cheered them on for their dreams, and gave them 2 extra ribbons and said, "Go honor others." And it caught on. And in a minute or less, kids that were bullying each other stopped bullying. I didn't know anything about Oxytocin, by the way, in those days. I didn't know anything what you just said, about wow or anything. I had a ribbon, and I just was starving for love and going through a divorce. And I thought, maybe people need to be loved like me. And this caught on, and now it's in 12 languages, and 50 million people do this work. We're on our way to 1 billion right now.
Wow.
I love that that's one of your goals. You've got a goal on your website, 1 billion people honoring who I am makes a difference.
Yes, that's right.
And I love that Adria introduced me to you at an event, and you led with Marianne Williamson and with the government of San Diego and all of these incredible women, each, and there were tears. It really makes a difference to have that acknowledgement.
It does. So Sparky, tell us how you're doing this in Southern California. I believe you're launching a big project with a whole school district. So how are you doing that? And tell us about the young lady that's leading that.
Yes. So I teach a course called Standing Strong Together. It's community building leadership training, of which Adria and her children and had taken, and it's teaching humanity how to love. So when you graduate, you become a Blue Ribbon Ambassador. And Hannah Katz is 17 years old, and her mom, Amanda Marie Masters, who is the co-founder of Awake TV Network, that live. It's global. It's in 60 countries now, which I'm a host of. Amanda, who is the graduate of Standing Strong Together, decided, wait a second, at Sage Creek High School in Carlsbad, California, she wanted to do a genius project. They do something called a genius project. And if the top 5 out of all the kids in the school get to do like a TEDx talk, a TED talk about it. And she chose the blue ribbon, and she said, I want to make sure that 1 billion people are honored starting in my high school. And she created a 7-minute video that is so authentic and so smart and so logical and so brilliant that they took it on in her high school, but then she honored with a free virtual blue ribbon her superintendent of Carlsbad. And he went, oh my gosh, Hannah, lead this for the whole school district. That's 13,500 kids. Yes. And then it was so important. I started to send her video to China, South Africa, New York schools all over the world. And I said, use this model and duplicate it so that you could see how to honor people with this blue ribbon. Use Hannah's model. So she's now a world leader, and our goal is to give youth a voice to unite humanity through the power of love. And that's what we're launching. That's how we're going to get to 1 billion. The kids are going to make that happen. That is so amazing. And starting right from the mouths of youth, right? Yeah. I think we've all learned that lesson. When you give them the voice and the agency, that's a common thread that we have here on Got School, where this Gen Z really wants their own agency. They've watched us do it. They have so much more access to content now, and they have this thing in their head, like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm just going to go for it. They don't wait for anyone. They don't. And I just want to say something about when you said Gen Z. We are giving a platform called Generation Awake, Gen A. It is an intergenerational platform bringing youth and adults together to solve the problems of planet Earth. It's Generation Awake, and we'll be launching that on November the 7th through the 14th, 2020, next month, for Blue Ribbon, for the Global Blue Ribbon Challenge Week. Well, let's talk about that, Sparky. This your challenge is going to unite humanity through the power of love. Yeah. And so go ahead and tell us more about how you're uniting humanity through your Blue Ribbon Challenge starting in November. It's starting in November. We're at 50 million going for 1 billion. So how do you get to 1 billion people? The way to get to it is to tell everybody you want help, but you need to be able to provide a free virtual blue ribbon, which is on our website now. After all these years, people can buy the physical ribbons and honor people, but now they can go onto our website, Blue Ribbons, BLUERIBBONS, and just download it. And you'll see some videos of me honoring people, and you'll know how to honor and show your respect and appreciation for your teachers, for your parents, for your siblings, for your neighbors, for business people, for everybody. And Dr. Sarah, what you said is that people suddenly, in a moment, that dopamine, that oxytocin that clicks in, that it's the body's natural high. And when everybody is honored with the blue ribbon in a whole school, and they see their principal honored, and the bus driver honored, and the janitor honored, and the kids are honored, everybody is a blue ribbon winner. And I'll tell you, it brings people together in a heartbeat in a way that you couldn't predict, and it ends conflict in a minute or less. The whole point of this, may I tell a little bit about the ribbon? Please. Cool. So the ribbon ceremony was 40 years ago. Anyway, I send a handful of teachers and grandparents and kids out with a bag of ribbons, and I say, go honor people and come back and say what happened. And we created a 7-step blue ribbon ceremony about what worked and what didn't. And what worked was, and you just said, to observe. And so we wanted to observe people and look at them from our heart and hold the blue ribbon and say, I have a blue ribbon, because it means first prize. and it says who I am makes a difference. It has an I am affirmation in it. I am that I make, that we look at ourselves first to honor ourselves, to raise our self-worth. It says who I am makes a difference, and I want to honor you and tell you how you make a difference to me. And then pouring out what we say about anybody. Like, I love the way you laugh, make me laugh. I like the way you read. I thank you for helping, whatever it was. And then we would say, would you accept my gift? We didn't go, hi, I got a great idea, slap it on. We learned that doesn't work. Okay, we said, would you accept my gift? May I have permission to place it on you? And one person would receive twice, because people are not used to receiving, they're used to giving. So they had to receive twice. And I said, may I have permission to place it on you? And when they nodded, we placed it above their heart. And we'd said, I place it above your heart. And the minute we said heart, it clicked in the heart math. In heart math, the heart tells the mind what to do. And it all generated this amazing feeling. And then the last part is, I would say, in order to make your dreams come true, we have cheerleaders in the ribbon. It's a little globe. And everybody's cheering you on for your dreams. So in order to do that, I take the spark from my heart and put it in your ribbon. It's the sound that makes dreams come true. And the sound is bing. And every time you hear a bing, you know a child within us just got our dream. And then I would give 2 extra ribbons and say, go honor others. And it caught on.
And it caught on. So
it was
Sparky.
Beautiful to see. I saw the whole room's heart link up, and I love this for schools. A bully, someone that might have bullied in the past, is receiving a ribbon for showing up, making a difference for just showing up. And I love that one blue ribbon could transform so much.
Absolutely. So I want to demonstrate.
Yes.
So I'm Sarah, Dr. Sarah.
Oh.
I have this blue ribbon for you. And on it, it says, who I am makes a difference. You know, you came into my life at a moment where I needed to get my voice back. And it was really a special time. And you just showed up, and we had such a marvelous time. We met downtown, and you just sowed love and inspiration into all those that were there. So I have this blue ribbon for you because you are inspiration to many and a joy to share time with, and such a knowledge and wealth of information that you give so freely and work towards really changing how humanity shows up in the world. So Dr. Sarah, I have this blue ribbon for you. On it, it says, who I am makes a difference. May I give this to you? It's virtual.
Oh.
So I'm going to put it on myself. I'm going to put it above my heart, and I'm going to have to send you some ribbons above my heart, up towards all your greatest hopes and dreams coming true. And the sound of making dreams come true is may all your dreams come true.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It makes such a difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we can go, ooh, we can go, and releasing the oxytocin. So that's what this episode has really been about. It's really been about this connected tissue. It's really a time, ladies and gentlemen, that we really begin to bridge our communities together. And the blue ribbon is just another way that we're sharing with you for you to do that. The energy that we're transmitting across the globe with this show has been remarkable. And you two ladies are just so inspirational in bringing that all together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I can't wait to share it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is the part of my show. I want to know what you're up to in the world. We'll start with with Sparky. You can talk a little bit more about this November event and how people can find you. So share, please, final thoughts here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the thing about it is that everybody, we've got whole school districts and organizations, 300 million students, they're coming on board, and corporations that are Fortune 500 now, and they're going to be honoring their employees and their kids and their family members. So I just want to say that what's so cool about it is that today, one of the biggest reasons kids are killing themselves today, and it's the second leading cause of death in among young people, 10 years old to 19, is their suicide. And yet, the ribbon lets them know that they're not alone, that they're not lonely. They don't get angry. They don't get hungry we feed them from the inside out, and we save lives. And you could go to our website, blueribbons.org, BLUERIBBONS, and click on our Blue Ribbon movie. It's on our homepage, and you'll see it was a story that was #1 on YouTube for 10 weeks in the nonprofit category. Shows how a boy's life was saved when his father honored him with a blue ribbon. So that's a billion people being honored. We're going to capture those stories, send it through social media. The kids will do this, and we'll uplift humanity through the power of love.
Wow.
I know what it's like to feel every day's just the same. I know you work hard for the life that you're trying to change. Well, we all got our own struggle, still trying to maintain the hustle, do it on the double. A day's work is never finished, living for the city by the minute, killing yourself to get it. Now you gotta ask yourself these questions: where you gonna go to and which direction? How you gonna feel with no progression? Keep on pressing, learn your lesson. Even if the sun don't shine for one day, even if you feel like crying, it's okay. Baby, I'm gonna keep on shining, I'm gonna keep on smiling, 'cause I'm still happy. Even if the sun don't shine for one day, even if you feel like crying, it's okay. Baby, I'm gonna keep on shining, I'm gonna keep on smiling, 'cause I'm still happy. I know it's hard to see the sun some days. You may be searching for a better way. Today, you gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. Just stay happy. You gotta ask yourself these questions: where you gonna go to and which direction? How you gonna deal with no progression? Keep on pressing, learn your lesson. Even if the sun don't shine for one day, even if you feel like crying, it's okay. Baby, I'm gonna keep on shining, I'm gonna keep on smiling, 'cause I'm still happy. Even if the sun don't shine for one day, even if you feel like crying, it's okay. Baby, I'm gonna keep on shining, I'm gonna keep on smiling, 'cause I'm still happy. What we need is a revolution. If we got a problem, then we find a solution. I know this life ain't easy, well, it's gonna change, please believe me. Now put your hands in the air, let me hear you say. Put your hands in the air. 1, 2, 3. It's okay, baby, I'm gonna keep on shining, I'm gonna keep on smiling, 'cause I'm still happy. I know what it's like to feel every day's just the same.
Not a bad idea, huh?
Not a bad idea at all. Not at all. Thank you so much, Sparky. We're looking forward to being a part of that. The UA360 Network will be spot on the November 7th through the 14th. Is that correct?
November 7th through the 14th during the week. The kids will launch it here in Carlsbad, and other kids around the world will join in, and there will be interviews with people throughout the world that week that represent the top of medical profession, the tops of people in the Black Lives Movement, just heads and geniuses on the world that are moving this planet, and they're movie producers and all that. They're joining on, and I'll be interviewing them, and some of you will be interviewed during that week too.
Yes. We're bringing the being with Sparky.
Bringing the being
with Helice Sparky Bridges, our grandma. Honored to call you Grandma, Sparky.
I love it. That's what they call me, Grandma Sparky.
Grandma Sparky. So, Dr. Sarah, what are you up to in the world, and how can people find you?
Oh my gosh, right now, Grandma Sparky, it's so beautiful to hear this and to hear this wisdom. And Adria is so amazing. Right now, we are helping to grid the planet with angels. Right now, we know that it takes a force or a love higher than ourselves. And those that understand and see energy and love can feel there's references over and over again to angels. And so every 5 days, a new set of people are receiving angels in their home all across the world. So our goal is for people all across the world to send and receive angels. So the next, it started in a movie called Pay It Forward, which is so beautiful. In the movie Pay It Forward, it's a beautiful movie about a young boy being inspired by his teacher to do an act of kindness. This young boy brings a homeless person home. A woman that watched this movie and watched the whole movie called Pay It Forward in 2000, connected with the angels. And today, as a scientist and as a doctor, more than 70% of Americans make reference to believing in angels. Upwards of 60% believe that their lives have directly been helped by a guardian angel. And so we are actively wanting for everyone to feel, invite in, call in that energy, call in that higher love force, that higher intelligence. There was a doctor named Dr. McLean, a Yale doctor, who studied people's brains in the 1950s. He found those that were in service or meditated had lobes, brain lobes that he called the angel lobes. They could see more energy. And so simply by sending and receiving angels, and you can find that on drsarahlarsen.com, under the events page, you will notice a place to put in your information. You'll see exactly how to send and receive angels. It's right there on the event page, the exact ceremony to do and how to send them forward to friends. So imagine everyone having access to higher thoughts and higher energies, and possibly that the love miracle. Einstein said, the most important question you answer every day is, do we live in a friendly universe or not a friendly universe? And when you're starting with, wow, could angels be present? If you're asking that question, you're going to notice the miraculous universe we live in.
Amazing.
So, yes.
I always get the best. We just have the most amazing people come on the show and share. So angels, ladies and gentlemen, and Dr. Sarah Larsen and Sparky Helice Bridges, Grandma. You can call her Grandma Sparky. Everybody does. We're just delighted to have you all here. And Got School was created just for this. It's really time, and everyone's sensing it, that there's this time for a change and really coming together as community in partnership with the school districts. If you're at home and you're homeschooling and you're in partnership, collaboration with your teachers and educators, know that they wouldn't be doing their job if they didn't care about you and your family. And they're doing their very best in this challenging time. And so this blue ribbon, it can change lives. We're inviting school districts and schools and parents to join us November 7th through the 14th. Get more information at blueribbons.org. And thank you so much, ladies, for tuning in. This has been another episode of Got School. My name is Adria Fox, the It Girl. Thank you so much to our production team, Mailon Rivera, and the rest of the team for making this all happen for us every week. And we'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.